I gotta check on me right now. I gotta check on me. I gotta check on me. I gotta check on me right now. I gotta check.
You now love crime in the street. All I know is that first, you've got to get mad. You've got to say, I'm a human being. God damn it. My life has value.
Welcome back. Another day in Black America Radio. It's your host, Rasta B. Today's title, or today's discussion, we're going to be talking about why Black Americans need to change how we view America. And not just Black Americans, all you black people. All you black people. All you Africans who's dreaming upon a star about the glories of America, all you West Indians who want to go to America and all that shit, black Latinos, black people around this whole goddamn globe, all you black Asians and all that stuff like that, yo, America is full of shit. And what black Americans is finding out the hard way is that for the last 8 years, y'all niggas was knocked the fuck out. Straight up. Y'all was on, what not Amni. What was that thing called? Is it Amni? Whatever that drug is, that's supposed to knock you out and make you go to sleep good. Y'all niggas taking Propofol like MJ. For 8 years, because y'all don't want to recognize what this country's all about. If you've been following In Black America Radio, then you done heard me talk about this topic before we got where we at now. If you are new to In Black America Radio, go to the YouTube page. YouTube, In Black America Radio. Don't forget to subscribe and check out the videos. I've been saying in the beginning that Trump is going to win. Check the archives. Check out the dates. And the date that I said that on this Blog Talk Radio, you can add months, because I was saying it in the streets before any of this. I try to remind black people about America. And in the previous Blog Talk Radios, you will hear that also. I can't really name the titles. I'm pretty sure some of them you can feel based off the titles, like the stories of our brothers who was murdered, Philando and Alton, like the sister who was murdered, Corinne. I tried to explain to black people about this country, but we don't want to grasp that reality, because we want to keep on grasping for hope and motherfucking change. But guess what? Hope and change in this country expires November. Guest calling number 646-716-4654. Call in. Now, I really didn't even want to go into that tangent like that, right? I wanted to ease into it, but see, me, I don't speak from my mind. You see what I'm saying? I speak straight, directly from my soul. I don't even be knowing what I be saying. It just come out. You know what I'm saying? Because you have to understand, when you're in tune with yourself and you're in tune with what reality is, then you're going to realize that these crackers play the same game over and over. And I mentioned that in a previous show. And I'm going to show that. I'm going to show that in the shootings of North Carolina and Tulsa. And just to give you a little taste of that, they said in Tulsa, that black man had PCP in his car, right? Let's play the PCP game. When Rodney King got beat up by police, what police said he had in the system? PCP. Did he? I don't know. I remember during that time, we didn't know much about DNA and forensics. We didn't know about that shit back then. But you know what we did know back then? That police was beating us up, wrongfully incarcerating us, and murdering us. We did know that. We did know that. When the Rodney King tape came out, and it was a video, and that white dude, you only can assume he was white because of the time, you know. From my understanding, something happened to him. From my understanding, when the person that videotaped the Rodney King beating, when that happened, something happened to the filmographer, the guy that filmed this injustice being done. Keep that in mind. Let's get back to PCP. We didn't know about blood testing and testing for drugs and all. We didn't know about none of that. If it even existed, but we didn't know about that. I know that for a fact. I'm speaking directly off of my memory. I'm not speaking on what the news and the media say. When they showed the tape, that was black people saving grace. That's when black people said, oh, hell yeah. And that shit was on tape? Finally, white America could see how police treat us, is the comment that I remember when I was a kid. When I was a kid. That's what I remember. I was born 1980. The Rodney King stuff was like in the early 90s. Strictly going off memory. I could Google and find the correct dates, but I'm strictly going off memory. So that would leave me in my early 11, 12, 13s like that. I grew up in a pro-black household, and I grew up in an activist household. I did not need to watch Malcolm X or see 9/11 documentaries to not to believe in the government or Roots and things of this nature to want to be pro-black and a Pan-African. I was raised in this lifestyle. So I was taught to pay attention. This is why I remember this. Seeing the video, and when that video was produced, we knew something was going to happen to those cops because all of the years I grew up listening to the story of black men being beat up or killed and arrested. These are the stories I heard, and I was conditioned to believe that I have to prepare myself for this. I have to prepare myself as a black man to get beat up by police, to have guns drawn out on me, or to be arrested. And if you are arrested by police, it does not matter how bad they beat you, do not confess. These are lessons I learned at 7. Straight up. And got it as I got older throughout my years. I thought my fucking mother was crazy. I thought the teachers was crazy until I see it resurfacing. We thought the cameras then was going to be proof enough for white America to believe black Americans. And then the verdict came out. When LA rioted LA did not riot. Everything I'm saying is for a purpose. LA did not riot for Rodney King. There was a string of bullshit going on, just like now. And then the final straw happened. And it was a powder keg and it exploded. So that's PCP. That's videotape. The next PCP killing by police on videotape was the young brother Laquan McDaniel, which I will McDonald. I said, because what I was saying was I will look up the brother name because I wanted to make sure that I didn't say the wrong name. The brother name is Laquan McDonald in Chicago. Shot down by police. Not even walking to them fuckers. What did they say he had in his system? PCP. The blood. No PCP was found in that young guy's system. So where the hell does PCP shit come from? Another killing we see on camera. Now, this killing, this murder on camera we've seen was after Barack says he have a great solution. He's going to fund cities to arm these killer cops with recording, with body cam, so we can see what happened, because apparently we forgot about all the other times we've seen what happened and nothing happened. So now that they have more cameras, have you noticed how many times the cameras didn't work? Laquan McDonald, audio's out. We can't hear nothing. So now I have to trust your funky-ass story. So now you are the only one that can tell me this story. So I have to listen to you say that the young brother was high off PCP. But then we check the blood where we find out that's a lie. When was the last time? Oh, no, let me go to then the third PCP is the brother in Tulsa. So my question is this. What the blood test is going to say? Because the family, his wife, said he was on his way to go to school, but they said that the school thing was canceled, and he on his way in the car breakdown and whatever was after that. Yeah, I was just having a thought. I was trying to think, did they use the PCP on Mike Brown? But no. They used marijuana for Mike Brown. And before we heard about the marijuana used for Mike Brown, they played the marijuana used for Mike Brown, for Trayvon Martin, who was not killed by a cop. George Zimmerman, who was not a police officer, whose father was a judge, retired judge, who vacationed in Sanford, Florida, and knew all them motherfuckers in the system. He's the one that set the temperament for the template, I should say, that all these fucking cops is using. Black America don't even see that. A lot of these cops, I'm not going to say all, because now they're just gunning us down and then saying, the old-fashioned, we had a gun, because now they're not screaming, the big bad black man overpowered me. Like what Darren Wilson said with Mike Brown. Darren Wilson, if you follow that story or you check the story, whole fucking account mirrored George Zimmerman's account with Trayvon. The big, bad, scary black kid. George Zimmerman, same shit about Trayvon. What George Zimmerman says when he saw Trayvon, he looked like he's up to no good and all that shit. What the helicopter nigga said in Tulsa? You look like a scary. It's the same shit. So that's a scary guy. Now, he looks like he's high off something. That's the same shit George Zimmerman said. Darren Wilson, if he would have punched me one more time, I thought I could have blacked out. And same shit George Zimmerman said. Y'all niggas ain't paying attention because y'all allowing these fucking crackers to goddamn illustrate these stories and goddamn, I'm going to hand you the same story basically and tell you it's a different story each time. That's what's going on. So y'all looking at these shit as individual shit. And if you listen to the news sell it to you. Like these are individual shit. That's why they keep acting like it's not a race problem. It's not a race problem. It's not a race. Tell me a fucking time in history, in black history, in America. Fuck every place else. In America, when black people and police had good relations. Maybe I wasn't born yet. But tell me, when in America has the children of the enslaved Africans that was brought to this country, for the Moors, I ain't gonna leave you out, and for y'all silly ass Moors who goddamn signed agreements with these crackers during the South Carolina slave laws, where y'all wanted to separate yourselves from the blacks. And in those laws it said, we would honor your little bullshit ass sovereignty shit until my children forget and your children forget. And then you have to prove who you are in the court of law. Look it up. Stop reading the top portion and not the rest. Read the whole goddamn shit, man. Y'all sold out. But I'll still keep credit to y'all shit. Y'all was here in this country too. So, y'all enslaved. The enslaved Africans who were brought here as enslaved. And let's even go deeper. These dirty, wicked-ass people know they little secret. It's like the girl who steal her friend's earring, and then she hanging around her, but she keeping her hair long and out of the way. But the other girl have no clue. She even see the earring and don't even realize that it's stolen from her. But the other girl is so insecure and self-conscious because she's like, if she ever figure out this is her earrings, this girl gonna fuck me up. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, that's how they are towards us. That's how they are. They sit here and they know we are pimping the fuck out of these people. Cash over fucking hand over fist. In the entertainment, in the sports, in the prison, in the military, in the police force, in the drug game. We can use these people for anything. Anything. We need organs, we can get it from these people. These are the people that we had in the fucking field trying to grow tobacco. And when that shit couldn't work, because my stupid cracker ass don't even know how to plant shit, I go turn around and look, and I see black people in the corner growing shit. I say, what's that? They say rice. I say, make a whole fucking patty of that. Y'all don't understand, man. These people have been exploiting us since they came out the cave and realized who's the people of the sun and who's the people of death and destruction. When they came out that cave, their whole mission was to take what you had. Where in history am I wrong? Take what the fuck you have. They got us musically. We make all the music, they take all the profit. They got us to the point that they own us through our narrative. We don't have a narrative. We follow, and it's so fucking hard to watch. It is so hard to watch. A people is great, is Black Americans, who sit around and watch everybody else and envy them with everybody else in VR. You want so bad to be accepted that you can't see that you are what you're waiting for. You listen to people who do not want you to grow. That's like a hoe trying to take advice from her pimp. That's like a gambler taking advice from the booker, the bookie, or whatever the fuck the name is, whatever, when you gambling. That's like a goddamn criminal asking the prosecutor, what do you think is the best chances, or give me a strategy I should use that would allow me to walk away free? I mean, we have to, as Black Americans, change how we view America. And the reason why I say that is because I grew up like that. I didn't grow up. This Colin Kaepernick, and salute to that brother. Salute to that brother. But I've never pledged allegiance to the flag. 35 years old, I've never pledged allegiance to the flag. 1980, pledging allegiance to the flag. 1980, dreadlocks. 1980, vegetarian. All this shit y'all doing now. Everybody a vegan. Everybody got dread. Everybody want to go natural. Now everybody want to get into their blackness. 1980, I've been doing this. 35 years. It is so fucking disheartening, yo, to listen to Black people talk. Because when I listen to Black people talk, who I hear is the abused people. A beat down people who still got fight in them, but you look at them and it's like, yo, just throw in the towel. Throw in the towel. Eyes, both eyes swollen, lips bust up, head swollen, blood coming out of every fucking hole of your body. Still standing up fighting. Because we know we ain't got no choice. But we got to change how we view this shit. Straight up. I'm looking at Steve Harvey. Grown-ass fucking man. Demonstrating how I guess we should teach our boys how to interact with police. Last time I heard this shit, let's see, I'm 35. A little less than 20 years ago, 18 years. I might have been like 17 or something like that. So let's say 18 years ago, close to 20. Every 20 years, they play this fucking game with us. Because every generation have to prove themselves to these crackers. And that's the conclusion I come up with. Every generation have to fight that fight. Niggas love talking about down south is racist and all kind of. Down south is not racist. Do not let none of that Confederate flag bullshit and these Klan niggas want to march. None of that shit means shit. That's posturing. And need to pay attention to how y'all living up north. Y'all might have to start to scrap with the crackers up there. Because down south, these blacks out here had a fight. They had a fight. And they got rid of laws. And they're making a lot of strides. The only thing that's backward with them, they just want to be white. But that's all our problem. From the East Coast to the West, to the North, to the South. That's all our problem. Islands, especially y'all island niggas. Y'all niggas love whitey so much. That shit, I don't know how y'all act at home, but when y'all niggas come to America, yo, y'all some tap dancing ass niggas, boy. Y'all some tap dancing ass niggas. I ain't never seen motherfuckers kiss whitey ass as much as West Indian. And then the thing that I always hear when it comes to West Indian, especially Jamaica, like y'all was the big bad one, tough niggas. We don't, and it's like, nah, yeah, at home, y'all tough to yourselves. Just like niggas in the hood. We'll shoot each other up all day. And then whitey could walk through our hood and shit all day and nothing happen to them. Y'all don't be tough. Don't be no bad man to yourself. These people out here is raping the fuck out of us. It ain't no white man ain't never do nothing to me. It's always been a nigga. Ain't no white man stuck me up. Ain't no white man broke into my house. Nigga, you stupid. That's called social engineering. That's called social engineering. When you're practicing that game called social engineering, that's people developing a plan and saying, if this happened to these people at this time, this is going to be the outcome. Let's see. Let's put into motion. I used to do that shit in the hood when I was a kid. But I didn't know that shit was called social engineering. I was 12 years old. So I just moved from New York to Georgia. So I'm in Georgia in the early 90s. So Georgia was totally different than what it is now. And I had me, my brother, and our friends or whatever that we met out here. We're going to this, just walking around, the west side of Atlanta, and we're going to the stores or whatever because I have to get a paper towel to bring into school, and my mother wouldn't buy it. So I go to a gas station and get a brown paper bag. I'm 11 years old, 11 or 12. I get a brown paper bag. So then we go to the A&P. So I open up the bag. So one of my homies like, well, why you do that? I said, well, I'm going to walk around the store. This is before cameras was in the grocery store. I said, well, I'm going to walk around the store with the bag underneath my arm so people could see the bag. And I'm just going to slip the paper towel in the bag, and then nobody going to know that I didn't pay for it. So when I leave, if anybody stopped me, I'll just say, I walked in with this. This is how social engineering works. Somebody come with a hypothesis. That was me at 11 or 12. I came with my hypothesis. We goes into the store. I have the brown paper bag. I walks up and down the aisles. I get the paper towel. I put it inside the brown paper bag. Then we goes to the magazine aisle. Like, everybody know that aisle. So we looking at the Word Up magazine. We looking at Source. And I think that was it. I don't think no other magazine was out back then. But I remember Word Up and I remember Source. But I think at that time I wasn't really even into. I seen Word Up. I probably didn't pick up Source. I probably picked up a video game magazine. I probably most likely picked that up. So that's what I picked up. Then after a while, I said, okay, I think we was here long enough. I put the magazine back. Then we walk out the store. When we walk out the store, security come out. So he's like, hey, you ain't paid for that. I said, ain't paid for what? So he was like, the paper towel. I said, yeah, I walked in. I'm 11 or 12. This is a grown-ass man. He has to be at least in his 20s, like his mid-20s or early 30s. Because I'm a kid, so, you know, when you young, somebody at 27 to you look like they old as shit. You know what I'm saying? So I goes, I said, nah, I walked in with this. So he like, well, where's your receipt? So I said, receipt? I'm a kid. What kid keeps a receipt? And we all laughing. But he's looking like, I know you stole that, but I'm not giving him nothing. You know what I'm saying? To really, to feed off of. Like clockwork. Another cashier or whoever, an employee of the store came out and said, hey, I saw them walk in with that. The guy looking at me like, nigga, I know you lying, but now you got one of your employees vouch for me. I laughed, we walked off. You see what I'm saying? I had my paper towel for school the next day. But before I walked into the A&P, I already told my friends, the reason for this brown paper bag is to walk in the store and let everybody see me with the brown paper bag underneath my arm. Because when I steal this paper towel, if somebody stopped me, I can say I walked in with that. That's how social engineering works. If we remove the man out the house, how would the woman take care of her family? Do anybody have a question? Anybody have an answer for that? Becky, you in the back. Becky. She would have to work and take care of the kids, though. Right, that's good. She would have to work, but the question is, how would she take care of the kids? Jake, you in the back, Jake. Maybe she can have her sister watch the kids. Good. But what if the sister have children, right? What about you, Chad? What do you think? Well, what about daycare? Correct. Now, if we have daycare, that's a new institution now. So now the woman will have to work and leave her children in a daycare center where we can indoctrinate those children. See how that works, kids? Yeah. This isn't white people high schools. They're not going to say about taking a man out, but they'll use other equations. You see what I'm saying? Just like what I said earlier. PCP for Rodney King, PCP for Laquan McDonald, now PCP for the brother in Tulsa, Terrence Crusher. So that's how they operate. They're not going to tell the kid, this is how we're going to fuck over black people. What they'll do is show them a similar scenario and say, how would you handle this? What would happen if we move this equation out? What would happen if we remove the man out the house or murder them, and we program the woman to then hate the man, not so much hating the man, but hate the fact that he's not there to help and to protect, which later on will get twisted into hatred of that man. How would that affect that family? See, when you're in school, you're looking at it as an equation. But these same bastards then implement that into our reality. God, that nigga. Let me put God in the mix. Me, I don't fuck with God. I do not fuck with that concept. That is the dumbest concept I've ever heard in my life. I don't feed that shit to my children. That's my social experiment. To raise my 2 sons and any children after with a total understanding that there is no God outside of you. You control what the hell going on out here. Do not believe in that hocus pocus bullshit this cracker gave us and passed on generation to generation. I have evidence. There's books you can read from these people talking about their own lives, where they'll tell you African was baptized into a religion, Christianized, before being put into slavery. Before being put into slavery, you had to be Christianized and baptized and Catholicized and all the other lies they're telling you. So here's my God shit. When I grew up with an understanding of God, but not like most black people. Because again, like I told you, this is the 80s. So when I'm believing in God, right, I'm also in conflict because I'm listening to all of this pro-blackness, Pan-Africanism. I'm a brown-skinned brother. Some people might even just say light-skinned. But I grew up so pro-black that I didn't see myself as light-skinned. You see what I'm saying? I didn't hear nothing. The first time somebody ever told me you light-skinned was when I went down south. You see what I'm saying? And I'm looking like, light-skinned? What do you mean light-skinned? Yo, we all black. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, what do you mean light-skinned? You know what I'm saying? Like, I grew up pro-black, Pan-African. When Mandela came to America, and he took that stop to Brooklyn and then to Harlem, me and my brothers and sisters was front row watching Mandela. Front row. My eyes, well, not exactly front row because in front of me was police. And then Mandela. You see him on the podium. You see what I'm saying? So that's how close I was. I can say at 35 years old, I seen Mandela. I heard him with my own ears, seen him with my own eyes. When that man died, literally, I had to tell my children's mother, I'm going to have to re-examine, relearn, and educate myself on Mandela because this story they saying is not the story I remember when I was young. And it's not. They changed history right in my fucking face. Changed it. Tripped me the hell out. So, me now, cause I think I lost my topic. What am I talking about? 80s. Oh, God. So I believe in the whole God shit, right? King James, all of that. I remember my mother arguing and debating with the Hebrew Israelites. Hold on, let me go put my evil laugh on real quick. This will show you how long they've been in the street doing what they did. My mother, who is 50-something years old right now, was arguing. Used to argue with the Hebrew Israelites when I was like 7. Okay? arguing with these. I remember these Israelites. So when I see them now and they still, the kingdom coming, you white man, and when the kingdom comes, nigga, y'all been saying this shit for mad enough long. This shit is not new. If niggas couldn't die and live forever, guess what? We gonna have niggas talking about from the 1700s, like, oh, y'all still on that God shit? Nah, they don't say that God shit since I was a baby. And I'm 5,000 years old. So let that tell you something. Hey, fuck out of here. So let me continue my story. So we read the Bible. We didn't go to church because I was a Naya Bingi Rasta. That's how we grew up. So this is where the conflict came in. So they read from the Bible, but they read everything with black perspective. Even the book I had, our King James Version of the Bible, I believe was a Hebrew Israelite book, right? And that's one thing I will say. If you do want to read the Bible and you do believe in all of that shit, I would look into the Hebrew Israelites book because their book, and the only reason why I'm thinking is Hebrew Israelite because in there they kept saying Yahweh. Now, I know they use a different name now, but like I said, this is 1980. That book, all the characters black. All the characters black. Moses black, Jesus black, everybody black. The devil, he's white. And they got a story of the Adam and Eve story that I like. That goes, basically, Eve and the devil end up screwing once she got her eyes open. And when she went back to Adam, she seduced Adam. Now, I know y'all probably wondering, what about the fruits and all that stuff? The only reason I ain't bring the fruits in it because sometimes people might, if I add that in, they might be like, want to dismiss the story. I'm just giving you a story. That's it. Don't take it personal if it don't match what you say. Just hear the story that I got from this black Bible. Eve slept with the serpent. Then she ended up going back with Adam. Then Adam opens his eyes now, say they both naked, whatever, they screw. So then the baby is born, right? This is similar to the same account as the Keeper and the Gods, now that I think about it. And the first baby is born, and that's Cain. So Cain is mixed. And then Adam and Eve sleep again with each other, and then come Abel, who is full-bred black. You see what I'm saying? He's of the original. So that was the reason why God had an issue with Cain and always favored Abel, was because Cain was mixed with the devil, with righteous and wicked. You see what I'm saying? And the funny thing about that is that's the similar story that's in the Keeper and the Gods. So, So I say all that to say this. It was a black Bible. So growing up pro-black, it didn't. I had no purpose to question anything. You see what I'm saying? I had no purpose to question anything. So that's how I was growing up. So, and we had to read it Genesis to Revelation, and not one time. Like, we had to read that a bunch of times. And the Old Testament, I done read the Old Testament a gang of times. I prefer, if I was a Hebrew and believes in all of this shit, I'm more likely to be an Old Testament Hebrew than the one that believe in both sides. Because the second part I couldn't really rock with, but the first part I could rock with. So that's why. So I'm caught up into the Bible and the God, and I believe all of that shit. I believe Jonah got swallowed by a motherfucking fish. You know what I'm saying? I believe that same story, when Jonah was in the goddamn boat because he didn't go to the place God told him to go. He wanted to go to the place that everybody knew who God was, and the boat started shaking. And I really that's true. You know what I'm saying? God see everything, and that's true. Adam and Eve, that's true. The snake, and that's true. The animals can talk. All of that's true. That's how I grew up. You understand what I'm saying? But I'm growing up pro-black, so that's how it is. So I remember going to school in Georgia, and I remember, because I've always been the way I am, even young. And, I'm talking my shit, you know what I'm saying? Because it's just natural. I just don't understand, like, why black people don't think pro-black. It's just weird. So I remember this, somebody at my job was like, at my school was like, in my class was like, you talk like a black Moses. I said, a black Moses? Moses is black. I said, you calling me a black Moses is like saying I'm a black Jesus. Like Jesus ain't black. I think that's what I said. And so everybody in my class, and this is like early 90s, so it's like 94, you know what I'm saying? So she like, everybody got this question mark face like, huh? Jesus ain't black? And I'm looking at them with like shocked eyes open like, what the fuck you mean Jesus ain't black? You know what I'm saying? Like, and they like, no, Jesus ain't black, Jesus is white. And I'm like, this is my first time hearing black people talk like this. Me, I never grew up seeing an image of Jesus. The only image I ever saw was of Holly. I remember one time I saw a picture of the white Jesus with the thorns across his head, with the blood running down his head. The first thing I said was, oh, shit, that's the devil. I said, well, my mother got a picture of the devil. It was like a picture that was in a book or some shit like that, right? Like some pamphlet she might have got from the Jehovah's Witnesses, some shit, but I know it was in a box. So when I was looking through the box and I seen it, and I seen that picture, first thing I seen that, I said, oh, shit, that's the devil. That's how pro-black I grew up. You understand what I'm saying? That the first time I saw Jesus, the picture of a white Jesus, I'm like, that's the devil. So peep this. So now God is God, Bible is Bible, reading and all that shit is that. But I did still grow with family issues. You know what I'm saying? And in my family issues, I end up getting kicked out for the last time at 15. I got kicked out of my mother's house September 13th, 1996, on a Friday. If anybody wondering how I can remember that day, because that was the same day Tupac died. It was a Friday the 13th. And I remember Pac died that night, right? And I remember a radio personality said, because the rumor was that one of his fingers got shot off. And one of the radio personalities out here in Georgia made a joke saying, well, it'll be easy for him to throw up the west side now. Like, I'm going on straight off memory. I remember this shit. And I remember when because that might have been the 12th. And I remember the 13th, I was getting out of school, and I told everybody else my last day I'm about to go back to New York, and everybody was like, yo, you shouldn't even go yet. Yo, you know what I'm saying? We just found out Tupac died. Because when the joke was made was when Tupac got shot. And since Tupac already got shot during the time, I don't think nobody thought Tupac was going to die. You see what I'm saying? Because now that I think about it, that might have been the first time I've ever dealt with a celebrity of my age range. Not age range, you know what I'm saying? But you understand what I'm saying? My generation getting killed. You know what I'm saying? Normally you just hear people dying of my mother's generation. Everybody was like, yo, it's the Friday the 13th, you know what I'm saying? Pac just died. It's like, oh, too much negative shit going on, man. You shouldn't even go. And I'm like, fuck that. Because I already knew, you know what I'm saying, my relationship with my mother and her husband and stuff like that. So I'm like, yeah, I got to go. So fuck, I'm going to New York. They put me on that Greyhound. I was gone. When I got to New York and I had my bag of clothes, I had my Bible with me. And I remember looking at the Bible, looking at that trash bag, the shit that I was throwing away. And I remember throwing away the Bible. And I remember that, like, before I threw it away, I'm talking about I'm sitting there looking, and it's like I'm holding on to the Bible, and I'm like, like half of me is like, man, throw that shit away, yo. Throw that shit away. And another half of me is like, man, you gonna go to hell. You know, that whole superstition. And I'm just glad that I just said, you know what? Throw that shit away. Throw it away. It had a picture of Haile Selassie in it. It was a personalized Bible. It wasn't like just some random-ass Bible. Here, take this Bible with you when you go to New York. No, this was my Bible with my name in it. We had a picture of Haile Selassie in it. Because like I said, we didn't do the Jesus and stuff like that. We was Rasta. We just read from the Bible. I threw it away. When I threw away the Bible, I can't explain to you how free I felt. Like when people talk about the chains on you, and we got to get these chains off us, and mental slavery and all that shit, I can't explain to you how it felt when I threw the Bible away. Shit wasn't sweet. I did go through my own tribulation because then I ended up submitting myself to the nigga life. So to clarify that, me throwing the Bible away wasn't because of being anti-God, anti-nothing. It was saying because of the turbulence that I was dealing with my mother and her husband, I was like, you know what? I don't want nothing that deals with them. I'm going to be my own person. Think how I want to think. I don't have dreads no more. My mother already she made me cut my dreads off, so I didn't have dreads at the time. I never changed my eating. I always stayed a vegetarian, though. You know what I'm saying? That's one thing I did do. But I ran in the streets. I did the dumb bullshit. I didn't give a fuck about none of that shit. I didn't care whether I'm dating a black girl, you know what I'm saying? I'll fuck with Puerto Ricans, like, you know, not white girls, but definitely, you know what I'm saying, I'll be looking at Asians and all kinds of stuff like that too. I never deal with them, but, you know, I'm just saying, my eyes was open to all of that. I tried to get rid of the whole pro-black, all of that shit. Pro-blackness, God, all of that shit I got rid of. Because I didn't want none of that shit no more. Because my attitude was, me having that, what that do? I'm still dealing with bullshit, family bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Shit wasn't peace over there. You know what I'm saying? Fuck out of here. I'm looking at the bald heads. I'm looking at the rude boys, them. I'm looking at the Christianized people. I'm looking at all this shit. And these people got family structure. These people look like they happy. You know what I'm saying? They looking fly, all that shit, man. So I went into that lane. And when I went into that lane and was doing all the stupid shit I was doing, as I got older, not older, because I'm probably still like 18. So not older, but, you know, older than what I was when I decided to throw the Bible away. My co-host Smoke, right? So I thought I was going to call in today. My co-host Smoke, he came back from college to Brooklyn, right? Like visiting. So now he back on the block, you know what I'm saying? I'm still trying to graduate out of high school. And it's me and his brother, we on the block, he come up, and then it's like, you know, we building and we talking and stuff, and then he started really talking a lot of that science. So as he talking, it's like riding a bike. I start saying, yeah, I know about that. Yeah, I heard about things like that. Nah, when I was younger, we used to learn about that. You see what I'm saying? So then that's when I was, I ain't going to say reintroduced. No, I will say that because that is the only word. That's when I was reintroduced to everything that I knew. And then connected that to learn everything that I didn't know. To further my learning. So then I started saying to myself, like, man, this is crazy because all of this I learned before. But now everybody getting hit to this shit now? All right, cool, whatever. Because the most amazing thing about me during that time was I didn't eat meat. The whole shit. I drink beer, smoke weed, I run around in the streets. I do everything every other regular-ass nigga in the hood do. You see what I'm saying? But I don't eat meat. Oh, and I don't talk to my parents. That was like the most amazing shit to me when I was in my teens, as a teenager. That was the most amazing shit to people. So that was the reintroduction. Then when I came to Georgia, more people I started noticing was trying to really elevate who they was as black people with the consciousness. So then I'll engage in that. So then I said, you know what? I need to hold on to this because this must be this. I'm glad I learned everything I learned, experienced what I experienced, because obviously this is needed amongst my people. Then, but I'm seeing the God shit too. But I'm skeptical of the God shit. One of the skeptical things about the God shit with me was, one, I couldn't ask questions in a house that promoted asking questions. My mother always said, there's no such thing as a dumb question. If you don't know something, you ask. I don't care how many times you got to ask. You keep asking until you got a clarity of your question. Mom, blah, 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 blah about the Bible. I can't even remember what the question was I asked about the Bible. Oh, you don't question God? You don't question the Bible? That's when I'm like, huh? What? Come again? How do you tell me not to question anything, but then turn around and tell me not to question that? That wasn't the definitive thing that made me sway away from the Bible and stuff, in the God concept. That was just the thing that I remember. So basically what's going on is two ideologies. That's how I should have really addressed it. Two ideologies. It's pro-black Pan-African, and it's God, superstition, and that belief system. Both of them I threw away. Black power is what resurfaced. But when the God part was trying to resurface, it didn't qualify no more. So I'm in Georgia now, talking. Now I'm heavy on my pro-black shit because I realized I need this in my life. This is what the people need, because I was raised to be a black leader. You see what I'm saying? And I felt, okay, this is what the people need. So I remember once I wanted to be a Muslim, right? And the thing that kept me from being Muslim was because I said, if I'm going to be a Muslim, I'm going to change my name. And I only wanted to be a Muslim for the silliest reason. I wanted to be a Muslim so I could say, word to Allah. If any of y'all niggas come at me, word to Allah, my name. You know what I'm saying? Like, and me, I'm the type of person, like, I don't like to do that fake shit. So I'm not going to say word to Allah, and I ain't no Muslim. You know what I'm saying? I was a teenager. You know what I'm saying? I'm a teenager. No parents guided me. I'm literally, since 15, figuring shit out. My grandmother, God bless the dead, financially, she held down and she held me down. You see what I'm saying? But learning and understanding life, I had to figure all that out by myself at 15. At 15. You see what I'm saying? So this is what I had to do. So once I get to Georgia now, and I'm on my pro-black, and I'm talking to people about the God part of the whole scenario, then it's like, excuse me, yeah. But what stopped me with the Muslim shit? My bad, I forgot about the Muslim. What stopped me with the Muslim shit was, I wanted to change my name. I said, let me change my name to a Muslim name or Islamic name, and then it's like servant of Allah, slave to Allah. And I'm like, servant, slave, submissive. No, I ain't submissive to nobody. I ain't a slave to nobody. I'm not a servant of nobody. You see what I'm saying? Them words there? Nah, I can't rock with those words. Because I'm pro-Black Pan-African first. I don't play with them words. I remember my lady told me once early in our relationship, oh, you belong to me. I said, I don't play that belonging. I don't belong to nobody but myself. There ain't nobody, ain't that. I don't play that. I own you mine, and ain't no claiming me. I'm free. Shit, fuck out of here. Pan-African pro-Black. So when I seen the names, I was like, you know what? Nah. That's what kept me from the Islam thing. So now I'm speaking to other brothers, especially in the Christian situation, Black men, and one brother in particular, it's just in the early 2000s, I made a joke. Well, I'm going to skip the long part of the story. So we going back and forth with the Christianity thing. So he went to Eddie Long Church. So I told him, I'm like, yo, I'm just breaking down the whole Christianity, because I didn't really know about Islam in the slavery with Islam, right? I was on the early parts of that, but I knew well about the Christianity, right, aspect of slavery. So I'm breaking that down to him and explaining to him how it don't make sense for a Black man to be a Christian. So then I see him later, and then he tells me he's a Muslim. I said, damn, man, he's a Muslim. What happened with the Christian thing? He said he had to lead a church, Eddie Long Church. I was like, why? He said, man, I don't even want to talk about it. So I ain't pressed the issue. You see what I'm saying? Because ain't no heterosexual man, and I hate that I even have to say heterosexual man, but ain't no man, especially in that time, in the early 2000s, let's say 2002, wasn't on that gay shit. Like, when I say on that gay shit, I mean, like, that's what pops up in your head. If you hear somebody be like, preacher, man, preacher be on some bullshit over there. Ain't nobody gonna be like, what, he touching boys? Nah, they might be like, what, he's screwing a woman in church? He's stealing money? Like, that's where my mind frame was. So I didn't press the issue. But I'm just like, wow, what the hell would make a man just leave a church and his religion to something else? But I told him, because I started to study up on Islam and their role in slavery. And I told him, I said, don't jump from one slave master's religion to another slave master's religion. You see what I'm saying? I've never seen him ever since. So as I start to see more and more of it, then obviously we know the Eddie Long story. So once I heard that and everybody was questioning, like, do you believe that's true, Rasta B? And I'm like, yeah. And I told him that story. Like, I know somebody who said they left with some weird shit, never said what the weird shit was, but shit, if I connect the dots, it sounds like it might have been that weird shit. You know what I mean? So that's that. Then I start to really study up and check things out and really do more deep research on this whole God stuff. Then I start to really looking at the difference between religion and superstition. Then I start to say to myself, shit, every wrong thing I ever did in my life, I did that. And every time I wanted to straighten my shit up, I did that. So then that's when I started really questioning this whole ideology, because I start to notice when we get gunned down in the streets by police, who do the police and the politicians run to? The clergy. I don't even hear preachers saying, like they used to say back in the day, I was called on by God to be a preacher. All these niggas got them 50C2 shits that Polite be talking about. All of them that got that government tax exemption shit. All of them. Where's your exemption for God? No. Then that's when I start saying to myself, yo, this God shit is a fucking hustle. Because what it does is it boxes you into an ideology that you can't get out of, because then you start to believe that if I get out that ideology, something bad going to happen to me. So you stay in and you be comfortable, not knowing that comfort you in is a fucking cell. It's a jail cell. And that's all that is. I start looking at other shit, reading up on ancient texts, like the Kibra Nagast, where the Queen of Sheba is talking about her ancestors taught her to pray to the sun, moons, and stars. Where this Solomon nigga, who I done proved is a white man, and I dare a Hebrew to challenge me on that, because I have not, to this day, had a Hebrew prove that Solomon is black. All they do is misquote songs of Solomon, and then once I prove that they misquoted songs of Solomon, then they run to other parts that don't even talk about Solomon no more. Then they start asking questions like, hey, everybody on the planet was black. Yeah, everybody on the planet being black ain't got nothing to do with your book. You see what I'm saying? One have nothing to do with the other. I'm asking you about this. So I have never, and I challenge Hebrews all the time. Show me. Just like when they talk about King James. King James is a black man. Show me King James' mother and father. And that should end the discussion. That should end the discussion. Don't show me a bunch of pictures of King James. So, like I said, as these things keep going on, I keep looking and seeing so much inconsistency. Because you got to remember, I threw away pro-blackness and I threw away God and religion. Both crept up back into my life, but only one made sense. It's like saying, I'm trying to give a good example. It's like you throw away, it's like you pawn something. I'm trying to give a good example. But basically, like I said, the black power, I threw that away. I didn't want it no more. Fuck that black power shit. I'm just going to be a nigga in the street. Find me a chick who works, move in with her, have me a hustle, run from police, and enjoy my life. That was literally my game plan when I was in junior high school. And this ain't on no Snoop Dogg shit, because we ain't listen to rap. We listen to reggae when I was a kid. They asked me, what did we want to be when we grew up? And I told the teacher I wanted to be a kingpin. Straight up. Because my family, them sold drugs. So this is what I seen growing up as a kid, drugs. I never had no concept of working. I never had no concept of none of that stuff. I always had a concept of hustle, sell drugs, be a big kingpin, run street. Like, that's what it was to be a man to me. You go to jail, you screw a bunch of women, all of that was pathways of manhood when I was coming up as a kid. I didn't want none of that shit. But when pro-blackness reapplied to be a part of my life, and I looked at the resume, I said, I'm going to need this on my travels, because wherever I walk, I see this is what's needed in the community. This is what people really want to know, and this is what people don't know. And that's what I realized walking that life of a nigga. That the difference between me and another black man in the street is I know and he don't know. That is it. And I always tell that to foreign blacks who see me, judge me, find out that I didn't do whatever they think I'm doing, then turn around and want to tell me I'm different from other blacks. No, I'm not. I'm the same. I'm just like them. I'm just like them. What, 10 years ago, I would have robbed you. I would have took your information, your social and all that shit. Back when I was friggin' 17, 18, I was out there snatching socials, doing all that identity theft before they knew anything about identity theft. That's how I've always been ahead of the curve. Always. That was me. But pro-blackness, I realized that's what the people need, yo. That's what the people need. And I kept that. God and religion died. Because I was never religious. We grew up Rastafarians, and being a Rasta is not a lifestyle. I mean, it's not a religion, it's a lifestyle. So, religion was already dead. But the Bible and God, so then it was, well, fuck the Bible shit. I can't get with the Bible shit. But I still do believe in God. Then as I'm doing more stuff, then I didn't think about it, but I took it for what it was. Fuck. Maybe there's a God, maybe I'm being blessed. But I couldn't really deal with that concept because I used to say to myself, well, the wicked shit I used to do. I used to be like, yo, so who am I being blessed by, God or the devil? Because I used to get into some shit. And I used to be like, this is God allowing me to do all this crazy shit, then this is a sick nigga. Not saying I was doing crazy shit, like, no, really grotesque, crazy. I'm just saying, like, thinking back, like, criminal activities, like, you know what I'm saying? And it ain't no savage shit kicking in doors and no dumb shit like that. I was a nice, sophisticated criminal, you know what I'm saying? But it's just still criminality, and it will land me in jail, and it's just like, damn, this is what you want? For me to keep keeping my neck on the line? Like, I didn't understand this shit until I came to grips with myself and realized, yo, Rasta, when you do right, that's because you do right. And when you do wrong, that's because you do wrong. Take accountability. When you make these wrong decisions, when you make these stupid moves, this is where it's going to lead you to. The right decisions and you make wise moves, that's where it's going to take you. So the big question is where you want to go. Here or there. Oh, you want to go there? Well, then that's what you got to do. There's no question. You have to do this. You can't keep doing that. That's what I came to my conclusion. So I left the God shit alone. Then when I met my lady, and she, pregnant with my son, then I started to think again, like, damn, how am I going to handle this God thing? Because I don't want my son to know this shit, but then maybe I should teach my son this shit. So then I thought long and hard about it, long and hard. And I said, nah, I don't want him indoctrinated with that shit. Because why am I passing that poison on to him? Why am I passing on an ideology that tells you there's somebody greater than you? See, this is how this whole game works. And this is why black Americans need to change how we view America. All of this, what I'm saying, all comes to a point. It's the views that we have. It's the way we look at ourselves. It's the way we look at America. It's the way we look at white people. It's the way we look at God. It's the way we look at every fucking thing. It's screwed up. We sit here now, we say there's a God. Okay, there's a God. Trayvon Martin's mother's in the courtroom praying to who? God. Zimmerman's parents is sitting there praying to who? God. What happened at the end of the day? Zimmerman got the fucking victory. So did God love Zimmerman? Was this really God's plan? No, nobody talks about that. You only talk when the shit works. When it don't work, everybody's quiet. Or you create another thing. Well, it was meant to be this way because to do and all these other dumb shit. Oh, God. Thought something happened to my phone. Yeah, or some other dumb shit. It's our views. Ain't nobody above you, black people. You are the top floor. When you sit here and you think somebody else is going to be the person to do what it is for you, it makes you lazy. It makes you lazy. Straight up. Me, I've just told y'all, since 15, I had to figure this shit out. No help. No guidance. I had to watch and learn. I had to learn from the mistakes of others so I don't make that mistake. Me, I was so isolated. When I tell you I had nobody, I used to tell friends of mine, if I get bodied in the street, nobody in my family will call police and say for a missing person report. That's how there's no connection. It's just me. Only way I would be identified will be my tattoos. This is how I used to talk. This is how I used to think. No support. So every decision that I made, I had to make sure it was calculated. I had to make sure it was right and exact, because one mistake will fuck me up. That's walking a tightrope with no net. My children's mother, on the other hand, she grew up where she gets support from her parents. So she makes decisions a little lackadaisical. She likes to get into the God and the spirits and all kind of things of this nature. And she makes lackadaisical decisions. Decisions that ends up as, we'll figure it out. You know, and it's like, huh? She have a safety net. When black people realize in America, this country do not give a fuck about you. This country never gave a fuck about you. Then maybe we'll stop begging for whatever the fuck it is we begging for. I don't even know what we begging for anymore. I have no idea what the hell we begging for. Get injustice. Equality? What the fuck you want to be equal to these savages? We don't need to be equal to no goddamn white people. Leave them to their own savage ways. What are we begging them for? We got to stop playing games, create a fucking economy so we can take care of our people. Look at all them black exploitation films. We need to make America within America. We need to do that. Everybody else is doing that. We need to do that. You want to know the real Donald Trump situation? Donald Trump, and this is why that nigga, he already going to be president, and I've been saying that shit. Hillary would definitely be a bad choice. It'll be a good choice for a lot of other reasons, but we can't afford those reasons. We're not in that position. What Donald Trump is doing for real, that's what's going on is they're hitting the reset button, white America. Because they see that the Mexicans have a fucking economy here. They see the Arab have a fucking economy here. They see everybody have an economy here except poor whites and blacks. That's who don't have no fucking economy. Because white people are so fucking busy with their insecure ass worrying about what the hell we doing. The Chinese done surpassed and created economy and milking money out of America into China. The Mexicans done built an economy, milking money out of goddamn America into Mexico. The fucking Arabs done milking money out and fucking got cells set up where these niggas ready to fucking set some shit off whenever they want to. And these crackers blinked their eyes and turned around and said, oh, shit. Everybody came up while we over here trying to keep the niggas down. Tamed, I should say. And they hitting the reset button. And when they hit the reset button, you know what's going to happen? You're going to see them crackers rebuilding and creating an economy. while niggas going to keep playing the sideline and playing equality games. And once they get their shit together, then you're going to hear them speak all about that open border shit again. Bring in all the immigrants again, yeah. And then we're going to be working for fucking immigrants. Keep playing. That shit might sound far-fetched if you want. This is what? September 23rd? Let me tell you, I drop predictions all day. I remember when Sandy Hook happened. Trayvon Martin's already murdered. My son is in my lady's belly. So I'm like, yo, I want to see what's going on with this young brother Trayvon who got murdered. So she's like, oh no, I can't watch this. It's too sad. You know, I'm having a son and oh. I'm like, ah. So Sandy Hook happened. She goes, oh, I can't believe that. Oh, I'm so scared. Oh, what's going on in this world? I'm looking at this shit. I'm like, yo, and I'm not even thinking. I can't even tell you where it came from, yo. When I seen that shit and I'm watching her crying and shit, I'm looking at the TV screen of the fucking news reporters and all that bull. I'm like, man, fuck they baby. So she's like, what do you mean? I said, yo, fuck they babies, yo. I said, because if that was our babies, they wouldn't even give a fuck. So she's like, oh, it's not about black and white. These are kids. These are babies. They didn't do nothing. They're innocent. And I tell you the truth, like I said, I don't know where it came from. I don't just sit there and think and contemplate no shit, but it comes from an energy. You see what I'm saying? And I know y'all, that's God. That's God. So why he ain't doing that shit to you? Aha. As Shaka Atmos say, Allah. Yeah, but like I said, if it's God, then why he ain't doing it to you? So, like I said, so it's the energy. And the energy is your eyes open, and then you're going to see shit repeat. You see what I'm saying? So I'm sitting over here now, and I see that shit. What happened next? Zimmerman gets off, not guilty. Meaning Trayvon Martin was found guilty of assaulting George Zimmerman. This 16-year-old, because he was only 17 for a couple of weeks. He was born in February and died before the month was out. And February was a short month. So once that verdict came, now she's looking like, oh, shit. You know what my girl said? She said, look, black people didn't even do nothing. We just sitting over here passive or quiet and shit like that. We're not even turning up like back in the day during the, you know what I'm saying, like the L.A. riots and shit like that or whatever. I told her, I said, that's not how it works. Straight up. I didn't sit there for a long time and look and think and try to figure it out. As soon as she made the comment, the next thing that I said was, yo, that's not how it works. We don't react off of the incident. That's the narrative that the goddamn media keep doing. Oh, they're upset because, they're burning and looting in Ferguson because Mike Brown's stepfather burned this motherfucker. No. They say that because they want to change the fucking narrative. So what we see, we don't see no more. What we know, we don't know no more. That's how media is. Elijah Muhammad said that the media, the television, the camera, all that shit is the devil. Because they will control and manipulate that shit. They will manipulate your vision and your eyes. When I play this tune this skit right here.
On the street, all I know is that first you've got to get mad. You've got to say, I'm a human being. God damn it. My life has value.
Yo, that comes from a movie called Network. If you have Netflix or the MXQ box or whatever to get whatever, check out that movie Network, where he have a speech. Yo, that speech is deep. Where he tells you the TV ain't real. You're real. You're what's real, not the television. The television cannot tell you shit. We fell for that. Because time and time, and generation after generation, we forget. They know if they can't fool this generation, don't worry, 20 years, we'll drop it on them again. That way the ones who've seen it probably will forget, and the ones who's young, who's making the decisions, they don't even know. That's how they operate. We black Americans, we have to change our view in America. America is a predator and prey society. Predator, prey. That's what America is. And black people, stop acting so fucking stupid, because you know that's what America is. America, black American ghetto, is the microcosm of the American system. If you want to understand how America operates, all you have to go is to the American ghetto, black American ghetto. That's all you got to see. Everything that they do overseas ends up right back home here. These crackers finish overseas at war. War with the fucking Arabs. Barack sent the troops back home. Who the fuck got troops in their neighborhood? Black people. The war is back here on black America. Black people, we are back public enemy number one. Why? Because niggas was asleep for 16 years. Earlier I said 8, but no, the accurate number is 16 years. Well, I ain't going to say accurate, because it's not actually 16. It might be like 15. But I like to give the whole 16. The whole shit is Bush and Barack. When Bush won, due to the silent majority, the same way Trump going to win, 9/11 unified America. What people don't understand about 9/11 unifying America, what 9/11 unifying America means is black Americans was basically saying, Massa, our house is on fire. Massa, we's at war. Massa, they coming for us. Yes. In 2000, the early 2000s, that's how black people were sounding. When white people were showing displeasure to George Bush, black people always screamed, fuck the president, prior Barack Obama. And Clinton. Let's say when it comes to Republican president, we always say fuck the president. How about that? I think that's safer. But when we saying fuck Bush and white people saying fuck Bush, our silly asses started to believe, hey, we're on the same side. We're on the same page. We're agreeing. So when Bush was coming out of office and they did the whole la da da da, hey, goodbye. You know what black people said? Coming straight off memory? They laughed. White people crazy, man. They don't even like Bush. Then Barack become president. What I saw in the streets. my reaction to Barack becoming president is the same reaction as Huey from the Boondocks. If you watch that episode, I seen it. I said, "Oh, he won." I cut off the TV and went to bed. That's it. I'm watching the news. I'm seeing a bunch of niggas. I'm black and he's white, and we both excited for Barack. And I'm like, that's a motherfucking shame. That's not something to be proud of. That's a shame for you to have to say that. Prior to Barack Obama, you know what I kept hearing every year? Who would think in 2009 racism would stick its ugly head out? Then the next year, who would think in 2010 racism would stick its ugly head out? And then again, no, excuse me, not 2010. This was before Barack, I believe, the one. But let's just say Barack, because all during Barack's time you hear that. All during Barack's time, when he running up to become president, what you saw hanging off trees. Black man mannequin. Yo, what the fuck kind of racist shit is this, yo? You got black men hanging off your fucking tree while a black man running for president? What do you mean? What black man you see here? Oh, my mannequin? No, that's a Halloween decoration. What do you mean? It's October. What? It's Halloween. I'm celebrating. That's the shit they were saying. These are the people you're dealing with. You are dealing with people that will watch a 12-year-old get gunned the fuck down by police, right? On camera. And say, I know that's crazy, right? I don't know why that kid ain't put the gun down. And it's like, no, what's crazy is the cops, you stupid motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? But these are the people you're dealing with. They play dumb because it's a psychological game. That's why they keep telling you, I was afraid of him. Here goes silly-ass black people because we so low. We're so low that we'll take anything to get pride. They're killing black men because they're afraid of us. If they're afraid of black people and that's why they're killing black people, police, then I'd rather them look at us as pussy, like they look at the Jews and the Chinese then. Because they damn sure ain't killing them. They damn sure ain't killing the East Indians and shit like that. You see what I'm saying? Look at the fucking Arab. Come on. Why? Then they talk about black-on-black crime? We just see a white boy planting bombs all throughout fucking New York. We seen the other white boy dropping bombs and shit for the Boston bomber shit. So we got another white boy who blew up the Oklahoma City. White boys is into bombs. That's their shit. They bombing the four little girls in Little Rock. They're into bombs and blowing up shit. This is white people. And here goes silly black people. Now, one time have I ever heard black people get on there and say, when they talk about black-on-black crime, bring up white-on-white crime. You know why? Because white people ain't never give you silly-ass niggas no narrative for what is white-on-white crime. So here we go. Everybody kills from proximity. No, we don't, you dumb motherfucker. Crime is fucking crime. And the reason why police killing unarmed black people and killing black people the way they're killing us is a damn shame is because if I get robbed in the hood by a black guy or somebody gets shot that's black by a black guy, I'm supposed to be able to fucking call police to help me out. Police is killing me. And white people are killing me. And black people are killing me. Who in the hell do I turn to? That's the question. This brother Carl breaks down. This brother Carl in Tulsa breaks down Terrence Crusher. He gets shot. Another brother Carl gets broken down. I can't remember that story. I'm thinking it's in Louisiana. I should have pulled it up. and the little Indian boy shoots him while his car broken down while he's on the fucking phone. He on the phone with the tow truck people. Or whoever he was on the phone with. If a show happens tomorrow, I'm going to bring back that story. Because what I try to keep letting people, black people, know is this. If you keep your eyes open, read these stories, change your fucking view on how you look at this goddamn country, then you're going to see the similarities. And when you see the similarities, you're going to know what to do. Like I said, we got to drop this God shit, y'all. We got to drop this God. Ain't nobody coming to help you. Ain't nobody cracking no fucking sky. When you die, you ain't going to no fucking heaven. You ain't going to no goddamn hell. None of that shit. None of that. Y'all niggas are so fucking traumatized of the physical world that y'all allowed the cracker to say, if you let me rule you in the physical world, I promise you, you will have everlasting salvation in the spiritual world. Oh, really? Now, can you explain to me again, what is the spiritual world you speak of? They had an old saying about a Indian. White man asked the Indian, the Native American, what about heaven? Don't your people want to go to heaven? The Indian said, it was in the movies, the Indian said, this heaven you speak of, are white people going to be there? White dude said, oh, yes, certainly. He said, then I don't want to go. I don't want to fucking go. Not black people. Nigga. Don't you want to go to heaven when you die? Mr. White Man, this heaven you speak of, is white people going to be there? Why, certainly, Mr. Nigga. Well, I showed I kill myself right there. That's how we are. That's how we are. Just like I think Dr. Henry Clark said, I want to be hung where the white man got hung at. Like, no, man. No. Captain Carpenter, you want to pledge allegiance? Don't disrespect the flag. You know, shut the fuck up. We got to change our view of America. America is a big-ass fucking prison system. And when you in prison, guess what? You ain't keeping yourself exposed the way we got ourselves exposed. We got to change our view of America. America is the most dangerous motherfucking ghetto in your neighborhood, in your state, in your garrisons, your boroughs, your islands, and your America is actually the most dangerous place in the fucking world. That's America. It's the most dangerous place in the world, especially for blacks. Especially for blacks. Then come women of any race. Don't be a woman. Do not be a woman coming around here thinking shit's sweet. You think India bad. You think India bad. But when it comes to black people, and notice I never say black man. Notice I never say black woman. Notice I never say black child. Black people, all of us, is suffering the same fucking hell in this goddamn situation called America that we in. We got to change our view. We got to stop lying to our fucking kids. We got to stop lying. Oh, you're equal in this. You're not equal in this country. Understand that and get that right. You're not equal in here. Well, so what am I supposed to teach my kid? You know what you teach your kid? Teach your kid, listen, you ain't got time to play no damn game. You're not equal here. You don't got time to play this game. We're in the middle of a fucking war. I need you to do what it is that you got to do. When you go to school and you learning this shit, you make sure you get on your math and you get on your damn science. That's what you do. If any of them fucking teachers say something to you, you don't say nothing to them. Only thing you tell them, talk to my mother. If you're a single parent home, talk to my father. But you know what I say? Say talk to my mother. Don't even say talk to my father. Say talk to my mother. And let them call up and say, well, we want you to come down. And if you got a father there, then let the father be there. Don't even let them know the father in the house until they get there. That way, whatever little tricks they was about to play, then they start scurrying once they see that man walk in there. Straight up. You see what I'm saying? Not to say none of y'all sisters ain't got no power like that, but sometimes y'all think power is emotion. And power is not, ain't no power in emotion. In my opinion, I don't know. I ain't no woman. But you got to get in their ass like that. Tell your child. You don't argue with these teachers. These teachers got something to say? Talk to my parent. I'm underage. Talk to my parent. Police talking to you? You don't talk to police. Police got something to say to you? Talk to my parent. I am a minor. Let them understand we are at war. Been at war. Straight up. We've been at war. Ever since that goddamn caveman started seeing the ice melt, and he's seen in his barren-ass land civilization, he's been wanting it ever since. Oh, cultural appropriation. Cultural appropriation. It ain't cultural appropriation. Stop letting white people distill in your goddamn culture. They're vampires. That's who white people are, son. They're vampires. That's who white people are, daughter. They're vampires. Well, mommy, they said they don't like my black skin. They said they don't like my afro hair. They're haters, baby. Don't worry about them. People that hate you will make you want to hate yourself. Don't let these goddamn cancer-ridden people mess with your reality. The reality is they want to be you. The earth do not like white people. That in itself should let you know what's going on. The fucking planet rejects these people. But you sit around and you play games. I'm going to teach my son when he's in the car, put his hands up and cut the light on and juggle his balls and ask the cop, can he suck his dick just in case he... Because that's basically what you're saying. That's basically what you're saying. You know what you tell a black man, a black woman, or a black child who gets stopped by police what to do? When the lights cut on and you pull over your car, have your license, your registration, your insurance already in your hand. When that fucker come by your window, which I would already have wind down, but when he comes by the window, don't even talk. Whatever that sucker say, hand him your goddamn, the license, the registration, and insurance, everything you need right there. When he come back with a ticket, sign the ticket. I'll worry about everything else later. I ain't putting no fucking hand. You don't need an ear. Here's my shit. The end. The end. Understand where we at. When we understand where we at, when we understand our role in society, yes, our role in society, then we'll know what to do. We are in a submissive role in this country. Why? Because we integrated into another man's economy. That's why. Black people, we have a spending power of $1 trillion a year. The spending power. There's no fucking such thing as spending power. Spending power don't even make sense. Spending power. What the hell is spending power? There's no power in goddamn spending money. That shit, like sometimes when people, when the media say shit to you, write it down on a piece of paper. Come back to it. Smoke a spliff and look at it and say to yourself, spending power? Power could be the $1 trillion that I'm spending. So is that what spending power is? Next time you hear somebody say that, we have $1 trillion spending power. Yeah, we spending our fucking power. Straight up. When you understand you're at war, and let me put it in a better situation. When you understand that the block you live on is a blood block, do you or do you not move accordingly? When you understand that you live in a neighborhood where people kick in doors and rob your house, you move accordingly. You don't sit around with your window open. You're not going to leave your – no. There's certain things you know you're not going to do. Keep it a buck. The same way how we are aware and prepared in our hoods, we need to be the same way in America and understand America ain't nothing but a big-ass fucking ghetto with a nice dress and perfume. That's all America is. We're in America's ghetto, the ghetto that was created by America for black people, us. In ghettos. We're asking people who put drugs in your community. We're asking people who write legislation to mass incarcerate you. We're asking people who stunted our growth for advice on help, on how to grow. And we do that because we have faith. We have hope that one day America will change. Instead of creating your own black America. You got Chinatown. Mexicans got their own little situation. Why we don't do that? Because we're too busy wanting to be white. We're too busy wanting to be good old Christian. I'm a good Christian. I'm a good Christian. We never wanting to be black, yo. That's why I told you the story when I threw away my Bible and I threw away pro-blackness. Pro-blackness crept back in. That Bible shit, that God shit, I gave that back to that cracker. I gave that back to that cracker. Never ask for it again. And what I understand is these are men that's dictating our life. It ain't no fucking God doing this. So if it's not no God doing this, then how the hell are you asking somebody who ain't responsible for the shit that's happening? That's stupid. That's stupid. That don't make sense. So they got this movie called The Big Short, right, with the Christian Bale dude in it, and they talk about how the whole shit with the housing crisis. So these dudes, they deal with hedge funds, right? Millions of dollars, $1 million hedge funds or whatever like that, or $1 billion hedge funds. I should say $1 billion hedge funds. So they were moving some hard millions, like 200 million type shit like that. But basically, the dude kept crunching the numbers, looking at shit, seeing how the whole shit. So he's like, "Oh shit, how is these things gonna work?" So the guy's explaining it to him or whatever. He's like, "Yeah, but if these people don't pay and that and then that," he's like, "Yo, this is about to be a bubble." Everybody like, "Nah, it can't be a bubble because housing is safe. Housing is safe." So they like, he's looking at it like, "Yo, this shit adds up to a bubble. Fuck that, I'm betting against it." They didn't even have a system to bet against the housing market. He created it because of greed. So Goldman Sachs and all the other guys, they sitting around over here like, "Well, shit, we'll take your money. You want to make that dumb bet?" And guess what? It happened. The housing bubble happened. So, like I tell people, let's look at how God works. When your God-fearing ass sat there at the table with the loan officer and you filling out the papers and to check your shit, and you go home, guess what you're saying? "Oh, please God, let me get this house." Then he signs up and says, "Guess what? You're approved." "Oh, thank you, Jesus. Prayer works." Now you're in your home with your adjustable rate mortgage, right? Well, God didn't tell you about that shit. So now you in there, your shit all low and shit, then it shoots up to 1,600 and 3,000, all this other crazy shit, and you can't pay for the shit. Now it's foreclosed on. Now you done fucked up your whole shit. Did God do that? That's the question. Man did that. And when you understand that man is doing that, and man is doing this, and this whole shit is a fucking social engineer project that these guys study and put together for the reactions that they want, then you're going to understand how to counter this shit. We can't counter it because we keep fucking thinking that this is some divine shit, or this is some angel, or this is some shit that's going to happen. Don't worry, God's going to come and clean all this shit. Nigga, you got to do this shit. So, coming to the end. So, at the end of the day, all I got to say, black people, man, we have to change our view of America. We have to change our view of how we look at ourselves. And we got to change our view how we look at others. It's black versus everybody, straight up. And that's how we have to rock. "Oh, but that's racist." Kiss my ass. Is that racist too? "Oh, but that's reverse racism." Well, reverse racism cancels out regular racism. How about that? If you're racist and I reverse this shit, it cancels it out. So, we got to stop the narrative. So, I'm out, people. I'll see you again probably Saturday.
I'm in the
Peace.
street.